Now we look at 2022. I want to tell my Republican friends, get ready, pal. You're going in for a problem. And we need to stay unified. We have to keep making the case. And if we do, I believe we're going to win.
President Biden showing optimism for his party in 2022, despite his poll numbers plummeting on nearly every major issue.
Former Congressman and Fox News contributor Sean Duffy, and our BAL, he's our BAL, Sean Duffy, joins us live.
He was trying to say buddy and pal.
Buddy and pal, yeah, he combined the two. Sean, is that just coach speak in the middle of a losing season, or does Joe Biden actually legitimately really believe that?
I don't know. I'm not in that head. So you could either claim he's got, that cognitive decline that some have claimed he has, or, yeah, he's just the coach in the locker room, rallying up his troops. But here's the problem that Democrats have. I mean, the policies that they've been implementing aren't going to make things better with regard to border or the crime or our energy prices or inflation. COVID could get better, right? I hope COVID gets better. He might be able to run on that in a year from now. Hopefully that could be the case. But that is the only thing that could get better. And by the way, COVID is, for the most part, out of their control, right? It's a virus.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And I'm just looking at the poll numbers that he has on all these major issues, where he's got about 60-plus disapproval rating on everything: inflation, gun violence, immigration, crime, economic recovery. I mean, that basically encompasses all the major issues out there. And have you heard him outline any plan on any one of them to try and fix this?
Well, actually, I mean, every single plan he has, it's about, Carly, doing the wrong thing, right? He's opening up borders. They're talking about root causes in Central American countries, but not engaging Central American countries like Guatemala. Crime, I mean, Joe Biden has the power to actually call out some of these mayors and DAs as part of his party and say, we have to change course. We need to go a different direction and be tough on crime. He won't do that. So he has the power to change what's happening in regard to American energy. We could start drilling on federal lands. We can open up pipelines. We could produce American energy. More supply means lower prices. He refuses to do that as well. And he could stop spending. If you stop spending, we can maybe get some of this inflation under control, but he refuses to do any of those things. So, yeah, Carly, I don't understand it, but he's making the problem worse, not better.
Without a doubt.
One community where we saw soft on crime policies and their impact was obviously Waukesha. Some people there say they feel abandoned after that tragic parade attack, now that it doesn't necessarily fit the media narrative. Isn't that just really adding insult to injury to a community that has suffered so much?
Yeah, I think that, for Waukesha, you can't bring those lives back, or the injured, it's hard to heal them. I mean, but again, they went through a horrific event. And again, in a culture where we're wanting to talk about all of these situations where things involve race or violence, or, one group attacking another, the fact that the media hasn't been willing to cover this story, or when they did cover it, Todd, they were talking about, this was only a crash. Right. It wasn't actually an intended, mowing down of people at a Christmas parade. So, yeah, they feel abandoned. Where is the media telling their story? Where's the victim story on national news? Where's Joe Biden? I mean, I get Joe's going to go see tornado victims. I think that's today. Mm-hmm. I get that. That's what presidents should do. But why wasn't he here? Why wasn't he in Waukesha? Why wasn't he comforting those people? And I think the problem is that Waukesha is a fairly Republican community. Again, they had a Christmas parade, not a holiday parade. And maybe that doesn't fit his narrative as well. And he didn't show up and add solace to the people who actually needed it there. So, again, I think this was a big miss. And this is a state, you guys, that is important for elections, right? Wisconsin's a 50-50 state. Should have showed up.
Yeah, and the First Lady and second gentleman are going to Waukesha, I believe, today. But I'm sure they would have appreciated that presidential visit as well, and sooner to when this tragedy unfolded. Sean, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
In case you didn't know, they have a book called The All-American Christmas Out.
And did you know that it's also available now? So pick up your copy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.